Hello guys, today I'm going to show you the way how to create a front-end application for our backend e-commerce server site, and it's going to be fully responsive and written in the React framework. As you see, we have login, registration and stuff like that. Also, we will be able to confirm our account using SMTP mail sender, as we see here. Passwords have to match and email have to be unique in order to create. And then we can use this new created account and log in into it. And as we see here, we have a confirmation, we have orders, changed password, and cart components. Also, we are able to write comments to each product, and we are not able to add to cart more than available quantity, as we see here. Also, we are not able to add more than exist in the product quantity. And now if we will try to check out without account confirmation, we will see that we have to confirm email first. So here we can remove our product from the cart. We can add several products at the same time. We can clear the cart and we can go to cart and try to remove some of them. And now we will confirm our email in order to create order. First, of course, we will send not correct and then apply the correct one. So here we can change quantity as I'm showing here. And for example, make quantity 4, fill the checkout page and create the order. After that, we can see orders, which is prepared, and our cart is empty because we created order out of it. And now we see that available quantity is only 1 because we created this order with 4 products. So we see that registration and login works correctly, and now we can check the admin account and we can see that we have this admin panel, and here we can manage the product and mark it as delivered, and status have changed to delivered before it was preparing. Also, we are able to manage products in the admin panel. As we see here, we can edit existing product. For example, this iPhone 16 Pro, we will change name to Pro Max. We will change a little bit some information, and we can see that iPhone product have been changed. Also, we are able to delete the products, as we see here, and now we don't have this one product that were existing. Also, we are able to change image of the product. And obviously, we are able to create a new product. Let's say it's going to be Pro Display, 32-inch, description, price is 4,999, quantity is 5, and we have prepared image for it. Let's create it. And let's try to update this page. It's still, I guess, loading here. So we can update it again. Go to the second page and we see that all updates works and creation also works correctly. So admin works absolutely correctly, admin panel. And of course we can log out and see from the perspective of this new created account in which we created order. We can go to orders and we see that status have changed to delivered. It means that admin indeed changed the status of this order to delivered. So first of all, we have to download Node.js. Here I have a already prepared package. I will download it again just to show you. And we have to launch it and just go by instructions. Continue, agree, and just install. Of course, we have to fill the password to approve it and a little bit wait the installation to our computer. After the installation, we can move this to trash, click OK, and let's see whether it's a correct version. Okay, it seems like it's not downloaded properly for some reason. That's why I'm gonna use these commands as recommended here. So the problem seems to be with the package. That's why I'm gonna use this curl method here, copy, and simply paste here. After that, I have to write this second command. Then this one, we have to wait a little. And now finally we can check the version of our node. It's 22, so it means that everything works correctly. And we can also check the npm version, which should be 10. So everything works correctly. It means that we downloaded the Node.js. Also, I have to mention that I have changed the backend before, so I have added this course in order to be sure that frontend will work correctly with our server. And also I have added this new controller, this new node with a role checking and getting email using ID. The same thing in cart controller. I have created the new endpoint for deleting cart product in the cart. The same thing in the cart service in order to delete it, and in the user service for getting by ID, as we see here. So also I have changed auth controller. I have added this cart service in order to create cart for every user that was registered. Also, I have changed some mistakes, like here in successfully, and I have added this new checking of the user whether he is confirmed or not. Authenticated user will be checked whether he is confirmed or not, using email, of course. And I have added this new cart service, like creating a cart for individually every user while he is registering. Also, I want to show you that we have to use our own mail trap for testing emails, as we see here. We have to use our own credentials in order to test out every email sending, and of course we see that this order were confirmed. It was sent to our test3 mail account. So you can use your own credentials in order to get your own mails to your own account in Mailtrap. It's completely free. You can fill it right here in the application properties. So before writing this program, I completely deleted our all relations, so it will be comfortable for you to start. So we see that this server have started, and we can see now that all relations already exist. I did it just for educational purposes, in order to show you that everything works correctly. Before that, we didn't have any relations, and now every relation exists. So we can finally start our development process. First of all, we have to create our application using this command. So now we can clear and start creating our application here. But before, of course, you have to check whether you have installed Node and npm before starting. So now we can start creation of our application here using npx create. We can simply call it my app. So we have to a little bit wait. I will skip this process, I guess, because it's going to take like maybe 5 minutes. So finally we have created our application, and we can go inside this my app and launch this npm install Axios, React Bootstrap, and React Router DOM, of course, in order to use routers, and simply Bootstrap in order to use it on our components directly. So we have some vulnerabilities, we can just simply ignore them, and we can see in the package JSON that we downloaded all necessary packages. So we can finally start our React application. And we can finally see that everything works completely correctly in the localhost 3000. So we can start creating our environment before development and writing any code. We should create API folder, components folder, and context folder. In the API, we are going to use Axios, as we seen in the npm installment. In the context, we will create auth context JSON JavaScript file. And in the components, we will create, first of all, cart, bar. Essentially, every needed component for login, registration, email confirmation, and etc. So here we can see all files we have created for our frontend project. Here you can create all of these like I did. And after that, go to Axios file and start writing this code. First of all, we will start importing Axios, and which is a library for HTTP requests. And obviously, we will use a localhost with the 8080 port, which is our backend. And for headers, we will use JSON. And of course, we will add a request interceptor. This runs before every request and checks if there is a JVT token stored in the local storage of the browser. If a token exists, it will automatically adds to this request authorization header with a bearer and our token. After that, we can go to auth context and start importing React, which with the context, use context, use state, and use effect. Also, we will import our API, which is Axios, and of course navigate from our downloaded React Router DOM package. Here we can use create context as a function and write auth provider, and and inside this auth provider we can finally use use state with variables such as is authenticated, is loading, which means page or some information from backend is being loaded. Also is user registered, and obviously this token, which is going to be stored in local storage. Also user, here we will use our role. Also email, obviously is an email of the logged in user. Also we will set a cart for this user from, we will get it from backend obviously. So here we will write a login function with login data. So here we are going to use our API with a post to this route, and we will get a token from backend, as we see here with the response data, and we will get a user email using this login data email that user wrote. Also, after that, we will save to local storage both token and email that we got from backend, and we will set this default header with the authorization so that our backend will understand that this current user that is sending some requests is actually logged in. So that's why we will set this token and set that our user is authenticated. So also after that, we will get our cart from backend and set this cart, or just make it empty if there is no if there is no cart yet. So after that, we will write success. But if we will have some kind of error, we will catch it here and write it to the console and write the error itself. Also after that, we will write logout function, which is simply deleting token and email information and clearing these browser headers with authorization and clearing all tokens, users, emails, and etc. And also we will clear the cart, make it just simply empty. Now we can create our add to cart function. It's going to be product, and we will provide product and quantity, and of course we will use our backend, which we already prepared a controller with the cart add, and as a parameters we will provide our product ID and quantity from frontend to backend. Also set it to cart, which is going to be updated. Also we will create a remove from cart function, which is essentially same, just using already prepared endpoint controller of our backend with a delete request, and set cart with filtering all those information of products. Also after that we will create clear cart function, which is going to be same using endpoint with a request delete, and just simply without any filtering we will simply just set cart with empty array. And after that we will create private route, which is going to be simply checking whether user has access to the page he's trying to access. And if he does not have, he will go to login page. And yeah, after that we can create order function with providing information, address, and phone number. And also we will use endpoint of IP orders from our backend with the request post, and just return this response. And if we will have any information, any error, we will write that information to our user and throw error. After that, we will write get all orders function. There is no need to providing any information. That's why we are just going to use getting request to API orders from our backend and just simply return response data, and also return any error if there is. So after that, we will write get user orders function, which is going to be almost same as you maybe see pattern in all of this. We are just getting some information from backend or using any endpoints controllers with a needed request type, and just returning error if there is a catched error and throwing it to user. Also, we are going to write this update order status function. Here we will provide order ID and status. We will use these IP orders and order ID and status, and update using put request, and simply return the response after that. For example, when order status changed from preparing to delivered. Also, after that, we can simply make a return and start writing to our out context all values from this provider, and which is authenticated, set is authenticated, and all those variables and functions to change those variables, such as set and etc. Or, for example, remove from cart all those functions we wrote here, which is create order, get all orders, private row, to login, logout, clear cart, remove from cart, and etc. So after that, of course, we can provide it to all children, and that's it. So now finally we can go to export this as a use out, so that it will be accessible from other files. So yeah, so we can fix some problems with the syntaxes here, and start writing this use effect here, so that when some information will change, everything will be updated automatically. Which is, for example, we will get a stored token, stored email from our local storage, and constantly verify this token and make it loading true in case before checking all of this, get information from headers, which is going to be authorization with a bearer and some stored token, and make a response from role using this user role endpoint. And we are going to set both user, token, and authenticated, make true, email. We will set email and make and simply return the information from response as the data. So also we will set cart from this endpoint of API cart. And if there is no stored token, we will simply make a logout. And if there is any error while trying to make all of this, we will simply make a console error with this token verification failed and simply log out. And finally, make a set is loading false in case everything was okay. At the end, of course, use this verify token function and constantly check for token change. And that's it. So we can go to other file because alt context is fully written as well as Axios. We can go to this index file. Here we will add our provider from this alt context. So that's why we are going to import it here from this context, alt context. We don't need to write this .js because React automatically knows. And also we are going to import our bootstrap in order to be able to use them. And instead of this, we will here write alt provider around this app tag, app component. And so we can finally go, for example, to our navbar and start writing it here. So first of all, obviously, as always, we need to get import our React and use state and use effect from it. Also, we need to get a link and navigate from React Router DOM in order to create links and navigations. Also, we need to get our context, which is use auth, and we need to get our API from Axios file. So we can finally start writing our code here. First of all, it's going to be our main function, which is immediately exported, is navbar as a component exported, of course. And we have to write here is authenticated, user and logout as get from use auth. Also to write a navigate variable and use a function use navigate from Rotterdam. Also we need is email confirmed, is loading, and is menu open use states for it. And we can finally start writing some functions. First of all, it's going to be check email confirmation, which is the async function, which means we have to wait for this information from backend here, await this response. And after getting this response, we will make console log. And if there is a data, which means if there is any sort of data from response of this user confirmation, then we will make email convert true and navigate immediately to the main page. Else, if we don't have any information, then email confirmed will be false. And if we will catch any errors while using this await function, await getting request, then we will simply write it as error to console. And if there is any response to this error, or it has a 403 or 404 status, we will write, we will simply redirect to login. That's why we will use this navigate function and navigate to login endpoint. So else we simply going to write error and make confirmed email false. And finally make set loading false. It means that page will be fully accessed and there is no loading. And of course we can write this use effect function in which we will use this check email confirmation function first of all, and constantly check for changing this authenticated variable. And also we will make handle logout function in which we will simply log out and navigate to login. And toggle menu, which means just is menu open or not, like it's simple. And yes, we will just make a opposite side of it. That's why we have this sign here. Also make a return and start writing this navigation part as a HTML and writing this link here to the main page and with my app as a logo. Also we will write some button here, and on click we will use this toggle menu, and we will write here a type button and all those area controls and expand it, all of this. And after that we will simply providing span here in which we will make an icon here and simply close this div. After that, we can start writing class names to it using this bootstrap, and if menu open, then show it, and if not, then not. Here we will make this class name with navbar and margins auto, so that it will be centered, and make authenticated. Checkout is authenticated. If user is authenticated, then and also if this user includes a role admin, then he will be able to access this link to the admin route with the admin panel inside of it. And yeah, so that's it. That's enough. And if email not confirmed, then he will have access to this confirmation email endpoint, which is going to be a component. And inside of it, we will have confirm email text, and we can close this link tag. And after that, without checking anything else, we will simply provide link to orders, which is anyone will be able to access who is logged in, and we will write also link to a change password, which is also will be anyone will be able to access this component who is logged in, who is authenticated, authorized, and of course, final out of them is cart. So anyone will be able to access cart endpoint, and also a button with a logout. Here we will make it danger here inside in the class name, and on click we will make handle logout function, and we can simply close this button and write inside logout and just close this tag. So also else we will provide this and make, if there is no authenticated user, then we will make link login and link registration with a register text. That's it. It's enough. Close it, and that's it. So we can go to app.js file, and here we will first of all delete all of this unnecessary code and make this new one, export it as an app, and return inside of it router and our navbar that was created recently. And for that, of course, we have to import our router from router DOM, React router DOM, and after that, we will import this navbar component from components. Navbar from direction to this navbar component. So it's components and inside navbar. So we can go to a browser and check how it works. We have some issues here. Seems like we imported something not correctly. And I guess it's because here we have to write the browser router as routers, navigate, and use navigate. So now it works correctly. And as we see, we have a login and register button because we are not logged in yet. So that's why we have to keep writing everything else. So first of all, we will write a logout model. We will use it in case if we are already logged in. So first of all, we will import React, also model and button from React Bootstrap. Import use auth from our auth context that we wrote, and start exporting our logout model. And here we can get logout from our use auth, handle this logout, and start returning this model with a show attribute and on hide attribute. And inside of this model, we can add a header with the already logged in text, title. And inside of the body, we can write that this user is already logged in. So, and we will recommend to log out first before going to page login. And here he will be able to choose between cancel button with a variant secondary in Bootstrap and variant danger logout. And on click, we will choose hide or handle logout. And that's it. So after that, we can just import this logout model first. It's located inside components. We can write this logout model, and just in case add those dot commas. And here we will write a function with auth route in which we will check users' authentication for routing, and inside of it we will use this use navigate and use effect, and we will constantly check for this login or register and make set show modal true in case if user is authenticated. If not, then of course there is no need to show this model. So we will also write this handle logout. It's the same everywhere, and navigate to login if user is logged out. Also, of course, handle cancel, it's actually the same. So after that, we can write if is authenticated, and if user is authenticated, we will show this logout model with all those attributes here, with on hide to main page and on logout this logout function. And there seems to be some problems with the importing. That's why let's import those use from auth context here. After that, we will import those use state and use effect from React here. But before, of course, we need to write this React here and simply write React. And of course, we need to add this use state as well. So there is no issues and there is no errors now. Everything works perfectly. Our logout model is going to work correctly, and we can finally go to app.js file and make private roles in order to check whether a user has access. And if he before that, we will show him a loading page before getting all those information about access. And if he does not have, he will go to login page. So after that, inside this return of app, we will write roles. We will add roles, and inside of it, we will write this first row, which is login, with a auth route inside, which means authenticated, and close it. So after that, we will include also register path. It's going to be the same. Inside of the element, we will include auth route and register in order to check whether a user is logged in. And if he is logged in, there will be shown to this logout model with the recommendation to log out before accessing those roles. Also, we will add confirm email. Inside of it, we will write private route this time and check and add this email confirmation component. And so we can close it and start writing this new route. This time is going to be path to the main page. There we will show product list in the main page, product list component. Also, we will include this route product ID with the detail of the product inside. So we can close this route, and we can add another route for change password, in which we will show the also write private route in order to make sure that user is logged in, and of course add this component change password. So we can close this route. Also, we can include another route with path admin. There we will inside show, first of all, check admin route and add this admin dashboard component. This admin route will check whether user that is logged in is admin. So we can add another route here with admin products. So here we also will use this admin route component that will check users' privileges of roles and add inside of it admin product list. So we can close this route and include some new routes. This time it's going to be cart, and inside of it we will check whether user is logged in with using private route again, and inside of it we can write this cart component. So we can close this route here, and after that we can include another route with this admin orders, in which we will also check admin privileges using this component admin route, and inside of it we will provide this admin orders component. So we can close this route and add another route inside. It's going to be general orders for everyone, so that's why private route with no privileges check, and inside of it we will add this user orders component and close this route as well. So we can close this routes and close div and save it. So here we see a bunch of components that are not defined and are not imported here yet. So that's why we can start importing all of it here. All of those components that we have in this inside of CRC directions. So we can start just simply copying them and writing and changing them to this register, and also email confirmation because names are same. And so product list, import, and also product details. So essentially all those components, files, and everything that we created. So there still seems to be some issue. So let's just keep importing everything else. One of which will be this. Okay, seems like we didn't create it. Okay, this change password now for now. So let's start importing everything else, such as admin route here. So okay, there's still a lot of problems now, as we see here, which is cart, user orders, and etc. So for now, we will simply just copy it here, so it will be comfortable to import all of them. So here we will simply delete every line that we already imported, copy here, paste here, delete, and repeat the process again. Cart, delete. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we can keep going. So admin orders now. So copy paste, user orders, finally. And I guess that's it for now. Let's try to save it and check for errors. Here we have still some errors because I forgot that we still have inside of this components admin panel folder. For every admin stuff, we will include it here inside of the directions as a hierarchy. Here, as we see, inside components, we have admin panel folders, so that's why we will include it everywhere here. And seems like we still have some problems. It's because, in my opinion, I guess it's because we didn't. Okay, let's try to find that one. I guess it's simply because we have to write all those components, define them before making compilation, and that's why we have those errors right now. And let's simply make sure that we will start writing them. So that's why let's write this login component here. First of all, import this useState, useNavigate, useOut from out context, from router DOM and from React. Also import this API from Axios file from API folder, and start exporting this login component inside of which we will provide useState, email, password, and error. Also, we will include a navigate using this useNavigate function. Also, we will get this login from useOut and start writing this handle submit, in which we will provide email and password for this login. Also, it's going to be await, which means we have to wait for a response. And if result is success, then navigate to the main page. If not, then we will just write that invalid credentials have been occurred for making this request of login. Also, now we can return and write inside of it this HTML code with those class names for Bootstrap. And inside of it, we will provide error if there is any error, such as invalid credentials. And of course, we will include this form on submit, which is going to be used to this handle submit function that we wrote above. And inside of it, we will provide this input with a type email, class name, form control, and value email. And on change of it, we will set email this new value that was wrote inside, and it's going to be required, so it cannot be like blank. So also we will add password label and password input, of course. So let's write inside type password, so it will not show any typings that we are typing, any values, and of course inside value we will provide password, and on change also password will change. It's also going to be required. So we can close this div and finally write this button, which is going to be type submit in order to send this form, and inside of it will be login, and we can close everything here. And we still have this problem with all other components here, because we write it only this one login for now. So let's let's write everything else, I guess. Also, we have to import this bootstrap here and write it here. So basically, we don't see any errors right now. But if we will refresh the page, then of course we will still have this issue because we didn't define all other components yet. So let's just try to comment all of this out and check the login page for now. So I'm going to simply select all of these components, rows, and click Shift and slash, and it's going to be automatically commented. And now we see that we don't have any issues and login page works correctly as it should work. So now we can go back to Visual Studio Code and start implementing everything else, such as register. First of all, we will import, as always, React and useState from it. Also, we will use navigations from route or DOM. Also use auth that we wrote from our auth context and API from our Axios file, component. So we can start implementing this component, exporting it, and we will need to have this email, password, and confirm password variables as a useState. So we will call it form data, and we will have to implement this handle submit. And before submitting, it should wait, prevent default. And if form data don't match passwords, then it will be error. And after that, we can try and make a wait of this request with post to register to backend, provide their email and password, and make set is registered true and navigate to automatically to confirm email page and provide a state with the email. So after that, and we will set error, and that if we will have any issues, then it will automatically say that registration failed for some reason. Do not forget to provide email to confirm email with from form data. Also, we have to write this HTML code for representing it on the page. So it's going to be a simple div with a bootstrap class names. And finally, we will write this form just as we did in the login page. On submit, it will handle submit. We can write this input with the type email and class name form control, just as in a login component. So value is going to be form data. And on change, we will constantly change this form data. So also it must be required. And we will also include password. We will write their label and also input for it with the type password. Also, we will do everything else same, such as value will be form data, and on change this constantly will be changing, and it's also required. Here you can see all code that was missed on the monitor, and also we have to write confirmation of password. You can simply copy all of this, but I will type it out myself because it's better to constantly train your fingers and stuff like that. So we can write here the same thing, such as on change set form data. This confirm password will be changed to the new one every time when it's changed value inside of it. And it's also required. So we can simply close all of this. And after that, write a button with type submit. And inside of it will be text register. Everything can be closed. And we can save it. And make sure that we don't have any syntax errors. Come back to app.js and comment. Delete the comment from here and paste it here so that the register will be not in the comment section, and we can go back to our browser and see that login and register works right. So we can go to email confirmation now and do everything same, but also we will include use effect and use state, also use navigate and API as usually, and also we will use this use auth from our context, and we can start writing our component here. First of all, we will have a confirmation code as a use state and also error as a use state. And you remember, I guess, that using set error or set confirmation code, we will be able to change this variable. It's a main thing of the React. So is loading, is email confirmed. Also, we will use navigate from React. And so we will use this user and is loading and outloading and stuff like that as token from user authentication, I mean from our context, and we will get email from local storage and save it in the email variable, and we can start writing this user effect with writing out all information about user in order to see in the console log all necessary information for developing purposes. So after that, we can start writing this async function check email confirmation. We have to await response from the user confirmation from the backend side with the request type get, and we can write it out as a response data to console log. And if inside of response data something exists, then we will set email confirmation as true and write that email was confirmed correctly and navigate to the main page. So also, if something goes wrong, then of course set email is not true, so it's not confirmed yet. And if there is any issues with the getting response, then we will make this error here and inside of the catch. And if it's a 403 or 404 error type, then we will simply console out all of this console and navigate to the login page, which means that seems like user is not authenticated. And if something else, then just other error will be set, and we will just show it. And of course, email is not confirmed, obviously. Finally, set is loading false, which means that loading will be stopped. And if outloading, then we will write that we are waiting for authentication to load. And if there is no user, no email, and no token, then we will just write it out and navigate to the login page, obviously, because something is going incorrectly. And of course, we can write out this check email confirmation and constantly check for the change of user, outloading, navigate, email, and token inside of the use effect and on this component, I mean. And also we have to make sure that if there is loading, then this div will be showed. And if email confirmed, then we just skip rendering all of this and return null. And if there is no email, then we will redirect to login because something is off. And we will simply start writing our HTML here with the email confirmation as a title and text confirm email for this email that we got from the register or from the login pages. Also, we can start writing this form, and it's of course async going to be. So we will get email, make a request to backend with the post with this email and confirmation code, and if everything goes correctly, then of course it will be true. Email is confirmed and we will navigate to the main page. But if there is some kind of issue, then we will write that this code was incorrect. That's why we can simply close all of this and go to the div, write the div here, and providing this label with the confirmation code and with input. Here user will write his confirmation code that he got to his email. So value is going to be confirmation code from this useState, and on change set confirmation code to the new target value currently. So constantly when input will be changed, then it will constantly update this useState variable, and we can close it and simply start writing this button. So you see those patterns, everything is same. Also type submit, we can close form, close div, and close this return scope. So we see that we don't have any issues here in the terminal, and also we don't have any issues here as in syntax. So I'm showing you all this code I wrote, so you can make a pause and maybe write out all of this. So we can go back to app.js and delete this comment and place it here so we can check whether confirm email works. But of course we cannot see it because we are still not logged in, as we see here. And yeah, so we have to we also have to write this part of the code. So yes, now it's redirecting to login, so it means everything is correct. Yes, so we actually can go to Mailtrap right now, log into it, and just to show you that register and login works, and also confirmation of email works. So I will log in right now to Mailtrap and wait for some confirmations to the sandbox environment. Also, I need to get verification for it. So I will go to my email right now to get verification. It's actually quite ironic because we're actually implementing it right now. So
but okay. So we can go to our mailbox and see this verification from MailTrap in order to log into it. And I can copy this code here, place it here and verify, and go to my sandbox environment from where I got this username and password for backend site SMTP. And let's say I want to register right now. I want to register a new user. As you see here, previous table was all relations tables were deleted and created new ones when I launched this backend environment. So you see there is no any entities, no information. So that's why for now we will call it admin because there is no admin yet, and we can register right now. So we actually have to wait for a while, yes, and we see this confirm your email to admin.mail.com. So copy this confirmation code and go to login, and we see all of this. So everything works correctly. So which means register and login both works correctly. So we will try to provide not correct code and correct one. And now after refreshing page, we see that there is no confirmation, which means that our user is confirmed, and we can see it also in the database. So there is no confirmation code, as you see, and also there is true in the email confirmation column. So we can also at the same time update our admin user and make his role admin manually from here in the database where ID is 0. Oh, here ID we have 1, so we have to change it again. It's same, but we will change ID to 1. So go back and we see here that there is role admin now, so we can update it again. But before that, of course, we will return to this Visual Studio Code and go to the product list. So here we can start implementing product list in order to see all products in the main page. So we will get useState, useEffect, also this cart button row called pagination from React Bootstrap that already exists in the Bootstrap styles. I mean, also IP and useNavigate from Router DOM, and we will use useState for products. Current page will be 0. Total pages, which is also 0. Set loading true, and error is also, is null. So we can start writing this async function fetch products. That's why we will try and make this request to the database with the page size here 9 and the current page again. So set total pages and set current pages response data, and also content from the response data. And if there is any issues with getting response from database, then we will write it out. And finally set loading false. So we can go to useEffect and make fetch products and constantly check for the current page. Also, we will write handle page change, which means that every time page changes, then we will set current new page. And also, if page is loading, then we will see this loading div here. And also, if there is any error, then we will write it out also the same way as we did with loading. And for now, we don't see any issues here. So let's start writing a return here. And in the return, we simply write the HTML code again with the title products and with the rows, with the product maps from the products that we fetched from the database, as you remember, and saved in the useState as an array. And we can use all of those columns and cards that already exist in the Bootstrap, so we don't have to write anything for it. So we will make cart image as well. It's going to be on top, so variant top, src localhost and product image here, and also plus name product image. We will write out this style, and we can close. Write cart body inside of it, product name and product description, and also here will be flex justify content between all align items center, and here we will write out product price, and also here we will have a button with a see more, so it will navigate to the product details here with the product ID, and we can, yes, here we will write a view details text and close the button, close everything else that we have, a div, cart body, and everything else. So it basically means that it will be responsive, so that's why we used those rows and columns. And here we will also write the pagination. Inside of the pagination, we will have pagination first, handle page change. So currently it's going to be 0, but when it will be clicked, of course it will be changed. And pagination previous means to back, so current page -1. So when it's disabled, it also will be 0. And of course, from the total pages, we will map and make this for each, all of them. And I mean, for every pages, total pages. So it's going to be key index, active index, current page. So it basically says that if we will click some exact page, for example 4, it will choose 4. And pagination next means that we are going to next page from 1 to 2, for example. That's my +1. And if disabled, then it will be -1. So it means it will go back to the 0, for example, if we in the last. So and the same thing with the last here. So it will go immediately to the last one. So we can close everything and make sure that it will be visible, and delete this comment section and move it. And we see that failed to load products for some reason. There is, I guess, some kind of issue there. So we can go to backend to see maybe a problem is here. Oh, of course, I forgot that we don't have any products here yet. So because I deleted all previous relations here. So yes, I guess we will have to create new products manually right now. So we can log out and log in to our admin. And we see here that all of these paginations works, but we don't have any products now. And also we see that we have this admin panel button that we didn't have before. So it means that admin checking also works correctly. So we can use Postman in order to create here. So inside of the body, we will write this application JSON in the content type here. And inside of the value, we will write this. And also you have to click this content type in order to see content type, also image here as a file. Also you have to login, make a login manually again. So and copy this token. And for adding product, you have to write here this new token, paste it here. And also you have to remember that this user that you're logged in must be admin. Inside of the value we'll have this, and we see that everything works correctly. We can make name product 1 and product 2, for example 3. So inside of the value it must be text and written as a JSON, and do not forget to include image as a file, but you don't need to provide any files there. So you can click it again, and we can go to here and see that we have all of these products here. We can create another one later to see that pagination works. So yeah, everything works correctly. As I said, we can add another 2 and update it, and to see that it works correctly, pagination works. So okay, we can return to now to product details. So let's go to product details, I guess, and start implementing it. So we are going to import React, useState, and useEffect as usual. Also, we will need params and useNavigate for reading IDs, for example. And also we need cart, button, container, row, call, list group, form, alert from React Bootstrap for UI styles. Also we need useAuth from our auth context. Also we need API from Axios file that we created. So we are defining this export product details as a component function, and now we can declare product is loading error and comment text use states. Also we need a score for rating, select defaults from default will be 5, and also we need a quantity in order to know how many add to cart. Also we need a cart message and quantity error use states with the strings that will tell message or error with a successful or error to the user. Also we need ID as a params, product ID from URL like product and ID. Also we need to write this handled add to cart function in which we will find existing cart line using cart find. Also we will compute total quantity in cart to prevent over-adding beyond product quantity that we got from backend. Also, it will validate if a requested quantity is not less than 1 or exceeds set quantity error. Also, we have to call this add to cart in case if everything is all right, it's not exceeding or not being more. And we are going to set timeout here after that. And with 3 seconds. So we know that everything validated correctly and we can go further. Handle quantity change is going to accept only this kind of digits, so user can't type letters, only numbers. And we will convert to number only with the number function with a value and revalidate against product quantity to give immediate feedback. So UI always reflects state and we can validate on each keystroke. So fetching product effect inside of the use effect. Here we will runs mount whenever ID changes. So we are going to use async await in order to for sure get a response from backend about the product detail. So also we will set loading to true before request finally sets to back to false. Response await, and we are using map to convert every array to array in each comment for each comment, I mean. And we will use a promise all in order to fire multiple async requests, like make multiple async requests for each comment until all emails come back before updating a state. And each comment fetches correctly using api get user comment ID, user ID. And on failure, it will lock everything out. And finally, we will set the product in case if there is no error with any of this. So in case of error, we will give to user console, text with error, and finally set loading to false. It means that loading will end and all products will be showed. All details of the product will be showed to user. So handle submit is a sync function. The same way we need to wait loading the whole page before making any changes or submits to the comment. And we are building here comment DTO with the content in which we have also score. And here we compose all of this as a new comment, including user email, then immutably push to state. So here we are resetting comment text and score to, here we resetting it. And in case if we have error, we will lock everything and show alert. So yeah, we need to reset comment text and score back to 5. And in case of any error, we will show it to user with alert. So here we will show loading div in case if there is error, there is a loading, and in case of error, we will show error to product or to user inside of the product details. And if there is no product at all, we will just say that product not found. It means that it doesn't exist. So here we can start rendering what user will see. Inside of the container, we will have a button on which if it will click, it will go back to main page. So that's why I navigate to this the endpoint, and we will write text back to products. And inside of the grid, we will have a row and columns MD6. It means that product image cart will have inside of it image here with this destination, and in the alt we will just give product name. Here we set style with 100, 800, 100 and object feed cover in order to see whole image inside of the cart. And now we can close the cart and write another column. So inside of it we will have main information about product, such as name, description, etc. Here we will have a name and text as a description of the product that we fetched from backend, as we remember before. And here we can write price, so user will see the price correctly. And after that, we can show the quantity available for this exact product. And yes, so we can add another form in which user will choose the exact quantity for this product in order to add to his cart. And obviously we will need this form control with the type number and minimum 1 and with the value quantity. And max of it will be only a quantity of the product that exists. So it cannot be more than that. And on change, of course, we will handle quantity change that we write it before the function. And in case of any error, we will write it with the text danger class name of the bootstrap and show the error. And yes, we can close it. And finally add a button, a primary button, I mean, for adding to cart. So now we can close all of this and make a cart message in case if everything is all right. I mean, if everything is success, if this product was successfully added to cart, then we will show this message. So we can close the cart body now, and also we can close cart and start writing the comment section here. Inside of the comment section, we will also write using carts. So if user is authenticated, then show the review from controlled text area bound to comment text. So let's write it here. Controlled to text area bound to comment text here inside of this form. And we will make sure that using form select, we will be able to choose a score of the review from 1 to 5. So let's write first text area where user will be able to write his text of his comment of his review. Possible rows are 3, and on change we will set comment text. Use set comment text, a function that we wrote previously, and it's going to be required if he will try to send empty text area. So we can close this form group and open another one, inside of which we will have a form select. So this is going to be rating, named rating. And finally, we can write a form select in which we will have only 5 options. Value is going to be score. And on change, we will use this set score function that we wrote it previously. And it's also going to be required. And in case of submit, I mean, before the submit, we have to write all options inside of this form select. As I said before, it's going to be 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. So let's write it out. 3 is going to be good, 4 is very good, 5 is excellent, 2 is fair, and 1 is poor. So now we can close form select and form group here. And finally make a submit button here, using which user will be able to send comment to backend with the score and with the comment text. Close the button, close the form, and that's it. So if there is any comments existing inside of the product, and if it's more than 0, then we will show the list group. So it means that we are going to show all comments in this section here if product have any comments, and we will again use a map in order to render a list of each comments individually by their comment ID. So here we will write comment, we will show the comment content and comment user email, and a small batch with the score information. So here we will write comment user email. After that, we can close it and show information about our score. I mean, not ours, but this comment's score that was previously been chosen by a user who sent that comment. So here we have a batch and comment score from backend out of 5. So we can close everything now. And if there is no comments, we will just have a text that there is no reviews yet. So we can close it, close list group item, list group, everything. And in case there is no anything, we will simply write comment, no reviews yet. And close it, finally. So we have created our product details. We can close everything now, save everything, and go to a browser in order to see how it looks like. But before, of course, we need to make sure that it's not commented. We will move this here, save it, and we can close it and go to browser, try to refresh the page and go to view details. And as we see here, we can write some comment, send it, and we can see that we have this comment here. After refreshing and going to the same product, we see that we have this comment that was written by this user, by admin. And of course we can choose the rating here, so everything works correctly. So we can go back to our Visual Studio Code and start writing the change password. Here we will, as usually, import React user use state and use navigate. Also use out from our out context, also IP from our Axios file, and start writing this functional component with the name change password, inside of which we will have use state, current password, and new password. Also, we will need to write confirm password that will have to match with the new password, and error in case if there is no match, and also success in case if everything was correctly requested to backend server. And also we need a token and navigate from our context, and here we can start writing this handle submit function, prevent default in order to wait a loading of the whole page before sending the request. And if new password is not equal to confirm password, then we will set error. And if new password's length is less than 8, then we will write error that new password must be at least 8 characters long. It's like some kind of validation here. If you want, you can add some more validations, but it's not necessary. And finally, we can start writing this try await thing where we will make request to backend to out change password endpoint with current password and new password. In headers, we will provide this token, and in case of success, we will write that we will write in success that password was successfully changed. Clear out all current password, new password, and confirm password inputs, and make a timeout with 2 seconds and go back to main page in case if everything is correctly. And in case of some error, we will catch it and show as error here. And in the render, in the return, we can start writing HTML code here with our title change password here and with everything else. But before that, of course, we have to write here errors that user will see and also successes that user will see before the form. And inside of the form, we will on submit use this handle submit, a function that we wrote. And here we can start writing our inputs in which user will fill his current password, new password, and confirm new password inputs. So on change, it will constantly change the current password with the new information, new letters, new digits inside, if user will write something every time. The same thing goes to new password. So it's going to be absolutely the same, but with a different value and on change function. Inside of value, we'll have new password use state, and on change, we will use this set new password function of this use state of new password, and constantly provide a new target value for this input. Also, all of them obviously must be required because user cannot send empty information to backend, obviously. Finally, we can write this confirm new password input. It's also same, nothing changes, patterns are same. Set confirm new password target value required and close the input. And simply close everything else and add a button with type submit in order to send form as a request. So we can close everything and save. Also make sure that it's not in the comment section anymore inside of the app.js file, of the main file of our app. Go to browser and after refreshing, go to change password section and put them in, and we see that everything works. We can try to create a new password here for our user. And we see that new password must be at least 8 characters long. So let's write something more than that. Here. Also, current password is incorrect, so it's a message from backend. And now password successfully changed after we provided correct password and new password matches with confirmed password. So let's try to log in with the old password here, and we see that bad credentials have appeared, which means that our password indeed have changed to this new one. So it works absolutely correctly. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code and start implementing this admin dashboard. Let's go here and start importing as usually React, use state, use effect. Also, we will need React Bootstrap stuff, such as container. Also, we will need links from Rotterdam. And we can start immediately writing rendering with the HTML code here. First of all, we will need a container, and inside of it start writing our grid here with a column. And inside of this column, we will have a cart. Inside of this cart, we will have a link to products, admin products here. Here we can write text that manage your product inventory, prices, and details. And obviously we can give a link here to admin products endpoint. And here we will write the text, manage products. I will repeat, this is only available for admin. And here we will close this column, and we can simply add some more features such as orders and etc. But for now, we will only add orders managing, so that admin will be able to manage status of orders that was created by users from preparing to deliver it, for example. So here we will write title and text. We can write like view and manage all orders and start closing all of this and provide a link to that endpoint. It's going to be the same as in backend admin orders. So here we will write text inside of that link, manage orders. And that's it. We can start closing everything else. And that's enough for now. But if you need something else, so new functions, you can add it here and create components for it. So we can start uncommenting all of this here. But before that, of course, we need to implement admin route so that only admin will be able to access this page, this endpoint in frontend. We will import navigate and use out from out context for it. And let's start implementing it here. First of all, we will get is authenticated user and is loading from use context, use out. And if page is loading, we will provide a loading div instead of the page. And if user is not authenticated or don't have role admin, then he will navigate to the main page. And if everything's fine, then he will be able to go to the page inside of this children, as we see inside of that tag. So now we can move this comment here, and we can see that we don't have any issues here, and we can go back to browser, refresh, and we see that products and orders are available here for admin user. Yes, so it works. It means it works. So after that, we can start implementing this admin product list here. It's going to be the longest one, so we can start importing necessary stuff such as use state and use effect from React. Also, we will need the table, button, model, form, container, alert, pagination from React Bootstrap. Also, we will need API from Axios. Remember that we are inside of the admin panel folder, so that's why we have to go back twice in the hierarchy destination. So first of all, we will need the use state product show model and also current product and current page. It means that which product right now is being changed. Also, we will have a pagination inside admin product list. That's why we will have total page. Also, we'll have alert in case if anything important will be written to admin. Also, is loading as a use state, and validation error also as a use state. So we can start writing these validation rules. It's a single source of truth for constraints, such as name can be only max 100 length. Also, we can only write more in the description, only max 255 price can be. And also we are able to write only from 1.10 to 999,000.99 cents. It also will be required. Here I'm giving you all messages here so that you understand why exactly it's being validating for. So quantity means that only available from 0 to 999,000. So image can be only from less or equal to 5 megabyte with the format JPG, PNG, and GIF only. So we can go further and start writing this form data. It's control fields for the model, such as name, description, price, quantity, and image. Also, we need a validation field. It's going to be helpful for checking a single field against validation rules. It's required, and special handling for image there will be. Also, a length pattern check for strings. So yeah, special handling for image here, as we see. It says that image size must be less than 5 megabyte. And here we only allow those kinds of formats. otherwise it will not work. Also, there is a length pattern checks for all strings here. Excuse me for this. Okay, next numeric range for price and quantity here. And if there is some kind of error, it will just simply return empty string here. So this is going to be for quantity. It says that we cannot create more than validation requires. So here we can start writing validation form. It runs these validation fields on all fields. So, and it stores errors in the validation errors, and also returns true or false whether validation requires or not, applies or not, I mean, to the validation. So why split per field versus whole form? Because it enables instant feedback as you type at the final gate at submit. So we can start writing fetch product. Here we have a await and request to our backend server. Here we are getting API products and with a certain page and size of it. Also we set products and total pages and current page here based on the response. So here we provide also error, and if there is no error, we just set loading false. Also we have a use effect here that constantly fetches products. I mean, on the load of the page, it will fetch the products. So next, handle input change. Here, it updates a form data and runs validated field immediately and updates the validation error's name. And also we have here a handle handling UI sync trivials. Also, we have handle image change. It will simply store the selected file on the form dated image, and we'll validate the file and size and type right here. I mean, file type. So we can simply close it and handle submit, start writing handle submit async await function. Before sending it, everything must be loaded. That's what prevent default. Also, here we will set alert in case if a validation form is not correct. And here we can start implementing this DTO for form data, for trimming strings and parsed numbers here, with all content of it, such as name, description, price, quantity, and image. So here we have a config inside of which we will say that it's for image. I mean multi-part data, in which can be also sent image and the JSON at the same time. So here we are appending this together, so that JSON and multi-part type will be sent together. And here, if there is a current product, then we will simply make an update of it, and or else if there is no current product, then we will simply create it. So that's why post instead of put here. So yeah, in case if a product exists, it will update. If not, then it will create. It's a simple. So after that, we can fetch all products and handle close model, make a call handle model, close model. I mean, in case of any errors was caught during requests to backend server, we will show the error to user here with the style danger. And here we have a handle delete function. It's also a thing, and await. And of course, before deleting the product, it will say that, are you sure that you want to delete this product? If yes, then we will make a request with the delete type to backend here with the product ID, and set alert success in case if it worked out. So previous products will be moved correctly. So it's going to filter here, and here we are implementing it via window confirm, and it will be deleted from the state, this product I mean, and in case of any errors, then we will set alert to user. And here is a specific 404 handling here in this case that cannot delete product because it is one or more orders. and else simply error itself from the backend. And that's it. We can close it here and start implementing a pagination here. But before we need to write this function with the handle page change. We will set current page and make fetch products. Also, we will make sure that we will handle editing. So we will set current product and prefill form data. Here, image null to keep existing unless replaced. Here, and open model. So here we also have a handle close model for model reset. It will pose simply model and clear current product, and also reset form data and all validation errors that were existing from before model. So basically, when you open the model, you will open the specific product in which you can fill all forms, validate them, and after filling that model and submitting it, it will either update or create such product that were filled in that model with the image, name, description, etc. So here we can start rendering. Before everything else, we have all alerts. We are going to show all alerts here. It's a dismissible via set alert here, as we see. And we have a header and message itself. So here we have a product management button here. And in case if it clicked, it will set show model, which means model will be opened for editing or creating. So also we will need a table here because it's more convenient for admin to see all products that he have in his availability, I can say. That's why we will make those columns as ID, image, name, description, price, quantity, and actions. So here we have a map. It will transform each product object into a table row using a key product ID. So it will differentiate efficiently. And here we will use image backend path from the backend admin of the image of the product. We will give it this style with the height 50 pixels. Width will be set automatically. Also, we will need to give a name and description. Price is going to be fixed to 2, and product quantity, of course, and actions. Inside of actions, we will have a edit and delete buttons. Edit button will open the model, and delete will just handle delete. That's it. I mean, inside of the handle edit, it will open the model. Because inside of the handle edit we did it before, and inside of the delete button is just going to simply delete that, make a request to backend with the delete, and simply clear everything on the front end side inside of this function that we are calling here with providing product ID to it. So after that we can start implementing. After closing everything, all this table and stuff, we can start implementing pagination using handle page change. Here, so we will have first, pref, next, and last. It's pretty much same as in the simple product list without admin, and that's why we are simply going to make it same here. So the very first one will go to the very first page, pref will go to -1, and next will go to +1. But before that, of course, we will give some page numbers around current page here. That's why we are going to use this array. We don't have page objects, just a count, so we generate indices from 0 to n-1 to render page buttons. That's why we are using these dot arrays here and writing them as pagination item, inside of which we will have those index numbers of the page. So in the pagination next is going to just simply go to the next page with using current page +1, and the last will simply go to -1 to the very, very last one of the total pages, I mean, and that's it. So after this pagination, we can start implementing this model for create and edit forms. It will show on show model and hide on handle close model, and when it will be closed by user. or by that function. So here inside of the header we will have title for either edit product or add a new product, either. And inside of the body we will simply make a form with a name input, description input, quantity input, price input, image input, and stuff like that. So first of all, it's going to be name, it's going to be form control, type text. So name is name, form data name. So we are filling this form data, we remember, and it will be validated automatically before making a request to the backend server, because we did it in the validation handler. So is invalid using invalidation errors, and it's going to be required in order to send that form inside of that model. So if there is an error, if there is a validation error, then of course it will be shown below that input here as a validation error and its name. And we can close it here and start writing this next text that says that we can only write 100 characters to that input, to the name input, in case of errors. So here we can start making the same thing, but with the description. Everything is going to be the same, but instead of text we will have text area. Available rows only are 3, and for the name we will provide a description. For the value form data description, every time it changes it will handle input change here, make this function call. And the same thing for validation is invalid by that validation errors, and it's also going to be required. In case of any validation errors, everything is invalid, then it will provide this validation error description here, and make a recommendation here that only 255 letters can be written inside of the text area, so maximum 255 characters. We can close it here and go to the next one. Next one is going to be okay, we start from price here. Next one is price, so it's going to be number, and here name price, value form data price, unchange handle input change. So is invalid looking at validation errors, and is also required, of course. So if there is any feedback, if there is something invalid, then it will show this message here, and we can just give advice what to do, but that's okay. Let's go to the next input here, which is going to be a quantity. So quantity can be only max 999,000. So type is number, name is quantity, and everything else is same. So value form data quantity, and unchange handle input change. So it's basically like repetitive stuff here. If you want, you can simply copy and paste all of this and change some text here, but I will write it myself here. So for feedback, it's this very, very same thing. Validation errors, quantity. So close it. If you want to give some advice, you can give some advice here, but that's not a necessary thing since we have these validation errors. So the next one is going to be image. Here we will provide form control with the type file, of course. And as you remember, we have all validations rules in which it says that I only accept the image here. So yeah. So inside of this feedback, we can write those validation errors specifically for image, and we can simply close it after that. But before that, of course, we can give some hint. So maximum size is, for example, 5 MB, and supported formats are JPG, PNG, and GIF. Close it, and that's it. So if there is a current product, then we will have this advice that leave empty to keep the current image if there is a editing, and we can close this form. So next one is going to be a button. Here we will make this handle close model stuff, like on click of it, and the next one is for submitting it. So that's why we will give a type submit, and if there is a current product, it will say update. If not, then create. It's like a if-else statement here. And form can be closed, model also can be closed. I mean text, not exactly model itself. So we can save this code now and go to the app.js file, and we can see here this comment and move it to here so that admin product list will be available in our browser, in our app. So we can refresh the page. We see this admin panel, go to manage products, and we see this table. We see actions, we see that pagination works. We see that deletion probably works. Yes, it works. Yes. As we see, there is no next page here anymore after deleting. And it says that product deleted successfully above. We can change some name, edit it to pro, to change the description, change the price. And also we can change the product image here. So make an update. So also we can try to add new product here with a different image and some random data in the here in the name and in the description. We will call it just simply product Mac. The description check, price like probably 1,500, quantity 5, and product created successfully, so it works. Let's go to this, and we see that they were added here, so it works. And this previous product was changed, so everything's fine. Yes, so we can go back to Visual Studio Code and start implementing cart here. So basically in the cart we will import the same things, React, use effect and use state, also use auth for auth context, also button, table, and form from Bootstrap, and API from our Axios instance, and checkout form that we will implement later. It's a component. So let's get cart, add to cart, remove from cart, clear cart, and create order variables and functions from use auth, and implement and define the cart items use state. And inside of the use effect, we will fetch product details. But we will only use this information here. So only sort alphabetically by product name, sets cart items with a sorted list inside of that map, and we on top of all of this using promise all to ensure that all requests finish before rendering and avoid half-loaded rows. So after that, we will make sure that all of this will be sorted out here. So that's why we will use this local compare thing and sort function, and we will set items here. So basically, in case of any error by calling making request, it will show out here. And if a cart length is more than 0, then we will of course fetch all product details. So here we can handle clear cart, and it simply will clear out everything from context, and function from context. So handle remove from cart is also using from context, function from context, and filters out cart items so the row disappears immediately. And in the handle quantity change, we are setting this function for making sure that quantity will change when user will click either minus or plus. So, and that's why we are using this add to cart and quantity difference. So after that, we will write this update quantity function. It's a simple helper for plus and minus buttons. Just add or subtract amount from the current quantity, and simply make sure that if cart is empty, it will say that the cart is empty. And in the render, we will show, make a table with all products that exist in our cart here. And also, we will make it using tables. So that's why we will create those columns with image, product, price, quantity, total quantity, total price and actions. And we will use a map for cart items to render each product row here inside of the table. So we are making it with a loop here, and here we can use this product image path from backend that we got from response when we got from backend our cart with the products to it. And we will also provide a product name, product price, and product description, and stuff like that. So, no description, but a button with a minus and plus, decrease or increase for quantity, as we see here. So that's why we will use this update quantity function and use current item's product ID and use -1 or -plus here. So we can use the second button here, which is going to be increasing button. It will also use this update quantity on click with the current product, but of course instead of negative we will increase with 1. So in case if it is close, I mean in case if it's max quantity, it is the same as max quantity of the product, then it will be disabled. So here we also have this quantity number in order to see and price, total price I mean. And here we inside of the actions we can add 2 buttons with deleting, and that's it. Only with the remove action. Since a simple user cannot edit anything, he can only remove or increase or decrease the numbers of product. So finally we can make sure that user will be able to clear carts fully and provide here a checkout form component. So after that we will export this cart, not as before. Make sure that it will be available here and move this comment section to here so that cart will not be in the comment section, and here we have some kind of issue, some kind of error, and it seems to be like because of the imports, and for now I don't understand why exactly it's going on here. And okay, seems like something about imports, so let's go to cart again, and okay, we can simply make export right here, try to make export right here, I mean, and go back to browser and see whether cart works, and it works correctly, so it means there is no problems here. We can try to add to cart, and okay, we have some kind of problem again, and seems like it's not because of this, but most likely to be something about app.js file here. Here we will delete those scopes here and update it, and we don't have any issues here right now. Go to cart. Okay, still this problem exists, and yeah, there is some kind of issue here. Okay, now I understand that why this problem appeared. It's because of the non-existing this checkout form component. That's why we have to write it here, so we can start implementing it. So basically we will repeat the process, the pattern, import the React and useState, also use out from our out context, and immediately we can start implementing this checkout form. We will define address and phone number as useStates, and also we will need error useState here, as well as is loading useState, which is going to be automatically false. So also create order and clear cart from our context use auth. Also we will implement this function of handling submit when user will submit the checkout form. So it's going to be, I think, await here. We will await create order and clear cart. So we will clear number and cart here in case if it worked out, and in case if there is any problem by sending that functions, then we will show this error here and try to make sure that user will go to confirm his email, and in the render we will make sure that user will be able to write his all inputs here. But before that we will show title that it's a checkout. So also we can start writing our form on which when submitting it will use handle submit function. So we can also show the errors if there are here in this section with the alert class name from the bootstrap. And here we can simply show the error itself plus space and link to the confirm email page. So it will say that you have to confirm your email if you have any issues with making order from checkout form. And finally we can start making those inputs here. So this one is going to be address here, So user will write out here his own address where he will await his product. So ID will be address, type text, simple enough. So class name is form control, obviously, as always we used in this React application. Value is address, and on change it will constantly change this address using set address from useState function, and constantly change the new value of the target input. So in the placeholder we will make hint that you have to write delivery address here, and it's going to be required, so user will not be able to submit this form without filling that input. So after that he have to write out his phone number. So I'm not going to implement any validations for phone numbers here, but if you want you can do it by yourself. And here we will make ID phone, type and tell. So and in the class name also phone control here. So basically it's our HTML code is being repeated and repetitively again. So in the value we will provide the phone number and on change set phone number again. So in the placeholder we will make sure that there is a hint to enter your phone number, and it's also going to be required. And after that we close everything, and let's make sure that at the end of this form we will have a button with the type submit. And yeah, so class name with 100, which means it will be fully shown in the cart. And in case of the loading of that page, it will, or this component, it will say that it's processing. And if there is no loading, it will say that there is a text place order. So we can finally close all those forms, all those divs, cards, etc. and finally render itself. Also, we have to export it as a checkout form here, export default checkout form. So we can go here and we see this our checkout form. Also, we see that we have remove button here, which works perfectly. And we have this add to cart button inside of the product details. We can add it several times, by the way. And let's try to add this one and go to cart. As you see, we can change the quantity here. We can change, we can make sure that we can delete the products. Also, they are being disabled in case if we hit the max amount of the available quantity of the product. So it means it works correctly. And finally, we can go to app.js and start implementing this admin orders so that admin will be able to manage orders that exist. So let's start from importing React and use effort and use state here. So we can also start importing this table and button forms, and also use out from out context, and immediately start writing our code here. We will define get all orders use state and orders use state. So inside of the use effect, for the loading of the page, we will make sure for fetching orders is going to be async await, and we will use this get all orders from out context, and also set orders with the data that we got from this await get all orders function. So, and at the end we will of course fetch orders, and that's it. Also we will handle status change here in case when admin will change the status of the product. It will also make sure that it will make a request to the backend with the changing order status, which exists in the out context from use out. And also we will set orders here with a filtering all of this with map by order ID and updated order ID. And inside of the rendering, we will make a table where admin will see all IDs and addresses and phone numbers and statuses. Also, he will see actions that he can do to change status of the order. And also, we can see that here we have a order ID, order address for order number that we got from call of getting orders. And for the actions, we will make sure that there is a form select in order to make several options such as delivered, preparing, and etc. So we will provide order ID and target value here for handle status change. One of them is going to be pending, second of them shipped, and third of them delivered. So after that, we can simply close this form here and close this column, and close everything else here. as well. And also do not forget to export this as default admin orders so that component will be available in other files. And go back here, move this comment section over, and let's go to the admin panel. Okay, we have another problem here. Seems like because of the not correct importing again. So let's delete those scopes here and save it. Okay, we don't have any problems right now. Yes, there is no issues. Go to browser again, refresh, and go to admin panel and manage orders, and we see that everything works correctly. We can simply try to create some test order here directly from the admin. So let's make sure we will add to cart some products and create some testing order, Wall Street, New York, and phone number 123. It's processing, and seems like everything worked out correctly. So we can go manage orders, and we see that in the actions we have pending, delivered. So yeah, everything works absolutely correctly, and status also have been changed here, as we see. Also, quantity have changed from 5 to 4, which means in the backend it also worked correctly. So we can go back to this user orders final component here. And finally, we can implement these user orders. First of all, we will import React use effect and use state here. Also use out from our out context. At the same time, we will need this table UI from React Bootstrap. And we need to get user orders from use out and or set orders as a use state. And in the use effect, for the loading of the page, we will wait for fetch user orders here. We are using this get user orders and set orders from out context here. As you remember, we write it in the use out. And in case of the problem, we will simply catch it and declare that, call that function at the end of the use effect. Also, if orders length is 0, then return no orders found, which means there is no orders yet. And here in the rendering return, we just simply make a title your orders and make a table in which we will have ID of the order, address, phone, status, and that's it. So here we can start writing body of the table. We will map all orders individually here using order ID as a key. So there will be order ID, order address, and order phone number. Also order status, and that's it. So we can close it, close body, close table, close everything else, and export these user orders here, save it, and make sure there is no comment yet. Go back to browser after saving everything. Okay, we have some problems here. Seems like, again, because of the incorrect importing. So let's make sure that user orders will be imported correctly without those scopes here, because we declared export at the end, not by the defining. And we see that we can see our orders in the order section. So in the next videos, we will implement payments, make sure to deploy project, and that's it. Goodbye.